Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Jacksboro to Kilgore, Eastland to Dalhart, Lampasas to Gilmer, Temple, Big Spring to Sweetwater, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, the busiest student athlete in the state of Texas, the one and only Kaitlyn De La Rosa of Bishop Louis Reicher. She's our private school winner of your Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. So great to see you, Kaitlyn. What did you think when you heard you won this prestigious honor?
Oh, I was so excited. It was just a thrill, like, rushing through me. It was the most amazingest thing I had ever heard. It was just very excited to hear whenever I got it. My mom walked into my room and she told me, and I was just so excited, jumping up and down.
I get tired of thinking of all the sports that you do. I mean, it's amazing we were able to even slow you down to do this interview. You're a star in soccer, volleyball, softball, basketball, track and field, and cheer. And as a sophomore, you have started from the get-go in varsity. How have you been able to pull all this off?
It's just putting in work and effort and the time and energy. Being in the gym, that's what all I do is in the gym, practicing as much as I can, or out on the field, practicing tumbling or soccer, kicking. Just putting time and energy is all it takes.
How do you juggle all these practices and times and having to be here and there? I mean, I got to imagine your phone is just loaded with all these things that you got to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure, but it's mainly support from my parents. They're always behind me, rooting me on, constantly reminding me where to go and stuff, and I truly appreciate them so much for that, because they always have my best interest.
Well, you're a top athlete at that school, and I just think about all the stuff that you have done as a sophomore already, and it's on the state level. First team All-State in softball, honorable mention in soccer and in volleyball. You're All-State in basketball on the first team. If you had to choose one sport and play that in college, what would it be?
Probably cheer. I love cheer. That's that's the longest sport I've been playing out of all of them, and I truly love being there with my friends and family and just cheering everyone on.
I know you enjoy being on the big stage. What is it about that you love to flourish?
Probably just the dancing with my friends. It's fun having them out there cheering with them and just being with them as loud as possible. It's just very fun to dance with next to your best friend.
And then you have those funky outfits, with the glasses and all that stuff. And you're such an entertainer with that. And people don't realize all the work and practices that go into competitive cheer and this synchronicity. What is it that drives you to do all that to be a great cheerleader?
That's a good question. I just love the sport, and it's fun being there, like enjoying all the crowd yelling at back at you and us yelling back at them and just having fun with them and just playing along with them and cheering them on. It's just very thrilling to be out there having everyone cheer for you.
Well, you're so popular and you've been on the homecoming court as just a sophomore. Pretty impressive stuff right there. Got a chance to drive around in my car. Love seeing that. What did you like about that whole process about being on the homecoming court?
Oh, it was fun. I was on the court with my friends, and it was just fun, just being in your car. Like, the car was probably the best part, not gonna lie. It was nice being in the red car riding around the track.
I'll let you borrow it any time. You look at a small private school like Reicher, it's 70 to 80 kids. And the beauty about that is so many kids are kind of thrown in playing all these different sports, whether they're good or not. But you've been able to kind of pull that off. What is it about that culture at Reicher that you enjoy so much?
Oh, just the community. I love the community here at Riker. Everyone's just all nice. Like, it's like a close family you have. And that's what I truly love about Riker is the community we have with one another and always being there to support each other. It's really the best.
Coach Estrada, he nominated you. He's an incredible coach in this state. And He's so inspirational. How much, what has he meant to you, and what are the biggest lessons you've learned from him?
He has truly taught me to never give up, even though, even though might not see, like, you might not get recognized by other people and stuff, to truly just keep going and just keep pushing, He, I care for him so much. He's probably one of my biggest advocates out there. And without him, I wouldn't have been here today.
I know he's been going through some health issues, and you wouldn't know it. He walks around and he just acts like nothing's going on. Is he an inspiration to you and your teammates in his plight?
Oh, yes, for sure. He's still out here like every day cheering us on, being there for us, coaching us, and he's going through his health condition, which we truly all inspire because he's there for us no matter what. And we love him so much for that.
Yeah, and so many prayers for him. I know he's going to beat it. There's no doubt about that. He talks about how you're such a tremendous leader and able to really jump in and do that immediately, which is very hard for an underclassman to do. How have you been able to do that?
You know, it's hard. Sometimes you get like, oh no, she's an underclassman. What is she doing? But you just got to push through. And like, if they listen to you, then they listen to you. And if not, that's their fault. You're just trying to help them out. You only want you only want what's best for them. And that's surely what I'm here to do, is help others here at Reicher.
Well, you are destined to be a team captain. There's no doubt about that. We hear the stories about how you will practice and play games all day long. And then at those late hours at night, you're still back there to the soccer field and you're kicking underneath the lights. What inspires you to do that when all the other kids are playing their iPads and computers?
Just being out there on the field, getting better at what I love. I love just being out there taking my aggression out on the ball whenever I do have aggression.
Kaitlyn, tell me about some of the girls you enjoy going to battle with. I know Annie is one that really sticks out. She's a senior team captain. Talk about the girls that you enjoy playing with.
Like you said, Annie, she's probably one of my biggest friends out there. She helps me out on the soccer field so much. She's probably been behind me through everything, and I love her so much for that. And she's truly helped me out a lot just growing in my sport, and I love her a lot for that. And as well as Allie, she's one of my best friends. She's been through me through hard times, through fun times and everything, and I love every moment with her. And I love having her out there on the field. She's just amazing to have out there. And she's little, but she's mighty.
Little and mighty, standing tall. I love that. Well, we hear that you have some superstitions, and in soccer it involves socks. What's going on with that?
Yes, basically, we got a gift from Mr. Estrada, and it was his socks. His socks, it had socks. We got socks from him, and it had his face on him. And ever since I got them, I wear them underneath my actual socks and with my shin guards. That's my superstition.
Hey, whatever works, works, right?
Yep.
Well, the coaches, they talk about how you're such a humble girl, super smart, well-mannered, and a natural born leader. What is it that gives you just kind of the initiative to be that way? And what does it mean to you to hear your coaches talk about you that way?
It means a lot. That's probably one of my biggest things that I take pride in, is just how I represent myself out there and how I treat others. Treat people the way you want to be treated is my biggest go-to model. And it just means a lot coming from them, because people see it and it's just not.
Are you like a player's coach out there?
Kind of.
How does that work when you're a sophomore?
It's hard. I think some people take offense to it just because, I'm a sophomore and I'm on the underclassmen part, but we're all very close together and we love each other. So.
Well, you're a top athlete there at Reicher, and you're also a fantastic student, super smart in the classroom. Why is that so important to you?
Oh, grades are my number one priority. Yes, I play sports and I play so many sports, but if you don't have the grades for it, then you can't play sports. And that's probably my biggest thing going right now, keep pushing through no matter what, and just make sure that we have those good grades just in order for us to play.
Well, despite the fact that you're super smart, we hear these stories where sometimes you forget your cleats or your water bottle or something. It creates a lot of stress going into these games. What's going on with that?
Sometimes I do end up forgetting stuff, and every once in a while, people make mistakes, but that tends to hold me back just a little bit because I'm forgetful, but I'm always supported no matter what, and even if that means having my mom bring it out to me every once in a while.
Well, one thing that you're not forgetful when other teams play you. In fact, you're very memorable. There was a great occasion in preseason where you took on Waco High in a scrimmage, and it got a little heated, and you kind of turned into WWF out there. And Waco now wants nothing to do with Reicher or nothing to do with you because they don't want to lose. They know how competitive you are. Where does that desire to just be the best and win and be so relentless come from?
I'm a very competitive person, and I think I get that a lot from my mom. She's very competitive out there, and it was getting heated that game. That game was it was a good game. So I think I just get really competitive out there, and it's hard to lose a game, as we all say, because you want to win. You want to win. No one likes to lose.
Even though it's a scrimmage, before the
Even though
season.
it's
Yeah, little old Riker taking down Waco, who just went to the playoffs, by the way, right after that.
it did.
Well, I know that you really work on your endurance with track and field, and you run a lot. How much has that helped your other sports?
That has tremendously helped me a lot. Putting in work during track, it just makes me ready to go for summer workouts. And when we go to summer workouts, I'm hitting the gym, I'm running, preparing for volleyball to come. That way I'm still in shape, and it's not a struggle for me to get back in shape. So it truly helps. I'm constantly in shape throughout the year, and just having that endurance, especially on the soccer field, is probably one of the biggest things you need out there in soccer is running.
Yeah, in soccer, it's almost like you're running a couple of marathons. Then you get on the basketball court and you don't even break a sweat. How do you pull that off?
You gotta keep running. You just gotta keep running. You don't give up. You know,
Good job, Kayla.
putting
What do
in
you
work.
enjoy about basketball and volleyball?
Probably being on the court with my friends. Having little mishaps and just laughing about them, and then still getting back up and keep going and still fighting through the game and everything is probably one of the fun parts about it. But also just being out there with my friends and having so much fun.
Seeing the video of you in volleyball is really fascinating to me because you almost seem like you have an idea of where the ball's going before the other team even hits it. You just have those cat-like reflexes. How are you able to pull that off?
Just keeping your eye on the ball, to be honest. Sometimes I even shock myself getting all those short balls or whatever, and I just dive myself out there, and it's very fun. Sometimes it does get a little scary, still going for the ball, and it's scary because sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, where did that come from?
Well, tell me about your family dynamic. I know you have two younger brothers. You're probably the boss in the family, right?
Yeah, I have two younger brothers. I love them to death, and they play sports as well, so we all have it in the family.
Is there just constant competition at home with them?
Oh yeah.
What about your parents? I know your mom's so special, driving you around all these games of multiple sports. I don't even know how she can do anything else. I mean, it's so much to do.
It really is, and I'm so grateful for her. She's always right there next to me, driving me everywhere, and I'm sure she gets tired of it sometimes. But I love her so much for it, and she's truly one of my biggest fans out there, and I love her to death.
What do you want your legacy to be at Riker?
Probably just how humble I am and how well I treat my teammates and how I help them out and stuff is probably one of the biggest legacies I want here. I just want to grow the sports and all the sports, and I want to know, like, help people as well, and just make sure that they know, like, they have someone to talk to, or if they need help, that I'm here for them.
So well said. I always think about Reicher and some of the athletes I've talked to over the years. I feel like, yeah, it's a small school, but you can get anywhere you want to in life from that school. There is no doubt about that. How would you describe that community?
You know, we're all very tied together, and you think of them as family. You know, everyone knows everyone here, and everyone knows what happens. Everyone knows all those events that are going on, and we're all there to just support each other. And that's one of the biggest things I love about Riker is how big the support is here. So that's probably one of them.
Well, Kaitlyn, so fun to celebrate your accolades, continued success. I know you got a few more years in high school. It's going to be really fun to see where you end up in college. Congratulations on being the private school winner of our Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you so much.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.